You're praying to God to send you a husband, a wife, a partner. But what you don't realize is God is not the only one that can hear you praying. And while you're seeking love and desiring that person to come into your life and sweep you off your feet, just remember that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, and that the enemy, the devil, Satan, might send you the wrong person. And if you don't have discernment to sense if they are really the person that they say they are, that lust for love will cause you to lose your life. And I'm not saying death in a physical sense, I mean in a spiritual sense, in an emotional sense. I was dealing with a lady who studied me. She found out my weaknesses and made herself the person I wanted, but that really wasn't who she is. She was a wolf in sheep's clothing because she was stroking my ego. And when you're seeking love, you're probably doing it because you're missing something internally, that self-love, that God love, that tells you he will carry you no matter what, that tells you you don't need another human being, you just need to rely on me. That doesn't mean excommunicate yourself from other people, but what it means is when you're filled with the love of God and knowing who you are, you'll never need another person again. But the devil has fooled all societies and forced us to believe that romantic love is the pinnacle of human existence, and it isn't. Especially these days where people are more selfish and fickle than ever. So don't seek love, because remember, when you pray to God, the devil is listening too. And what you think may be a blessing from God is really the devil sending you a man or a woman to steer you off course. And they will be manipulative. And they will use witchcraft, not in a sense of a voodoo doll, but witchcraft is manipulation to control and dominate. And that is what people who can sense that you want to be loved will do. They'll love bomb you. They'll stroke your ego. They'll say all the right things. They'll even do the right things, but they won't be able to keep up the act for that long. And eventually they will show their true colors. They will show that I'm not really here for you. I've been sent on another assignment. And when you finally realize that the person you were dealing with is a literal demon, it will scar you for the rest of your life. And you will remember that you never need to place love, especially romantic love, ahead of your purpose in God. You should never put seeking romantic love ahead of pursuing your goals in life. And a lot of people like to say, oh, I'm on my purpose, but without goals, having a purpose is just a spiritual term that sounds good. You need to have tangible goals to reach your purpose. So if your purpose is to make people think, maybe you could start a podcast. How do you do that? You put a plan together. You buy a mic. You buy a computer. You write down your ideas to pursue your purpose. But you can't just talk about purpose with no plan. Purpose with no plan isn't anything. So remember, do not seek love. I had a young lady tell me the other day that she was tired of sleeping around and that she wanted a boyfriend. And you know what that means, fellas? That means someone out there in the streets. And this young lady was very promiscuous. So after she's done being promiscuous, now she wants to find someone to love her. But she doesn't want someone to love her so she can pour into their life and help them elevate and help them grow. She just wants someone to love her, to stroke her ego, because she's been ran through and she feels low and her self-esteem is low. So she thinks, oh, if I find someone who I can fool and act like I wasn't a hoe in my past life, because a woman's past matters, everyone's past matters, especially a woman, who's trying to seek love and find a guy to date her. That matters. And this young lady was indiscriminate about who she slept with. She was giving it here, there, no protection. And now all of a sudden is like, I'm celibate and I want to fall in love, to find someone to fall in love with. Crazy. So remember, these are the type of people, when you think what you want is love, these are the people that you will get stuck with. People with trauma, with hurt past, who don't know how to heal themselves, who don't want to do the work to sit in silence and sit with themselves. They want you to do the work for them. They want you to make them feel better. They want you to soothe them. Instead of looking at themselves and being like, you know what? I was very promiscuous. I probably shouldn't be dealing with anybody right now until I figure out why I did that, what motivated me to do that. Because when someone's being promiscuous, right, we have to all remember, we are not as strong as we think. We are motivated by thoughts that come from our subconscious sometimes. Subconscious, below the conscience. Beneath where you could even fathom to think, there are thoughts buried. And that's why God didn't want Adam and Eve to have knowledge. And that's why the devil first tempted who? The woman, with knowledge of good and evil. Think about that. She wanted to know, what's the evil? What is that? She wanted to know. So remember, when you're on your journey of healing, you don't need another person. You don't need love. Love is an illusion. And it's conditional based on how you make people feel. What you need is to be filled with God. That will give you everything you need. People seeking love are weak. And they're lonely, which is understandable. But you're lonely because you don't feel God walking beside you. And until you fix yourself, God is not going to bring you the person He wants you to have, because you're going to dump your trauma on them and make it worse. So it's like a parent. Imagine you're a parent. You have a Lamborghini. Your 16-year-old gets their license. Are you going to give them a Lamborghini right away? No. Start with the Honda Civic. Let me see you drive that responsibly. Let me see you take care of that. Be diligent with the small thing. And if you're the parent and you see your kid driving reckless and acting all crazy, blasting his music loud at inappropriate times, not doing the maintenance on the vehicle, beating it down, running it into the ground, are you going to give them a Lamborghini? No, because you don't know how to treat the Civic. Why would I give you a Lamborghini? Because, imagine you're God, you have a Lamborghini, i.e. a special person for somebody. Why would you give it to them when you know that they're going to hurt that person because they haven't healed themselves? Why would you cast your pearls to swine? So if you really want to find love, find God. And once you find God and you realize He's first, and whoever He brings to you will be in alignment with His will, it's going to be smooth. You're not going to have to go on dating apps. You're not going to have to do any weird stuff. It's going to be like a fairy tale, because when God does something, He does it the best. So find God first, and then you will find love. And you have to be earnest from your heart when you try to seek God. It can't be you being like, God, I'm going to pray now and read my Bible, and then I'm hoping in a few months you're going to pay me back and send me somebody. It's not that. God can sense the intentions of your heart. It has to be from the heart that you surrender, that, you know what, I tried the dating apps, I tried to date her, tried to date him, she cheated on me, he lied to me, she lied to me a bunch of times, cheated on me. clearly what I'm doing isn't working, God. So whatever you have for me, that's what I want. Because the majority of the time, we want a certain look, but that's not what we need. God gives you what you need and also what you want. So when you stop thinking that you know what you need and accept that finding God will lead you to everything that you need, then you will find true love, true joy, and true peace of mind that no one can take from you. Speak life to somebody, give them their flowers, be blessed.